Wrap for Melody Shari Rodgers on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's officially announced that she will not be returning to the reality TV.
And that concludes Melody Shari Rodgers' appearance on Love and Marriage in Nashville. She has formally declared that she will not be returning to the reality TV show. There have been numerous indications that she was done with Caro because she unfollowed him, posted on social media, and most recently disclosed some information about her problems with the show and its production. One producer on the show essentially wanted to be her TV manager, but when she declined, she felt as though there was reprisal. After 9 seasons of highs and lows, Melody Shy has officially said goodbye to Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you've been following her journey, you know that this is a big deal. In her Instagram statement, she reflected on how the show changed her life, opening doors she never imagined and exposing some of her most painful moments. She acknowledged that it was difficult to share her struggles with the world, but she stood strong, knowing that she was built to handle the pressure. She thanked her supporters, calling them loving and loyal, and made it clear that this chapter is officially closed. Suddenly, one of the most talked about stars on the show is leaving fans wondering what will happen to her in the show. But let's go back to where it all began. Since I discovered that you all started in 2015 and that you still haven't changed, grown up, or adopted a different mindset that I'm willing to give any more years in the hopes that you'll do so, I knew I would never go back. I thought, dang, after 5 years you know all these years in 2017, so that's 3 years in 2017 to 2020, you've been cheating for 5. At that point, it became so goods that I thought, you know what, he ain't changing, I'm out. A lady on a mission, a wife, and a prosperous businesswoman, Melody was more than just another reality TV personality. She was a businesswoman who was determined to build an empire with her ex-husband Marital Holt. Together, they co-founded Holt & Holt Custom Homes, a company that immediately became well-known in the real estate sector. Their success as a power couple in both business and marriage made them the ideal match for Love and Marriage. However, many people are unaware that Melody wasn't just cast in Huntsville, she was instrumental in making the show a reality. She had been working behind the scenes to pitch the idea, and when the time came, she took center stage as one of the original cast members. Her self-assurance, ambition, and ability to hold her own made her a fan favorite almost immediately as the show gained popularity. When fans initially perceived Melody as the loyal wife juggling her friendships, career, and family life, her storyline became one of the most captivating. However, over time, her marriage began to show signs of strain, and fans soon realized that something was happening behind the scenes. As we all know, reality TV isn't just glamour and glitz, it's real life, unvarnished, and for Melody, the cameras caught some of her darkest moments. When the truth about Marital's adultery was revealed, what had begun as a series of subliminal clues swiftly turned into one of the largest scandals in the show's history. Marking the turning point, the revelation rocked not just their marriage, but the entire show, because Marital had been unfaithful for years. I feel upset because I never would have done all that foolish stuff. It's as if I never wanted this to be a CU. What did you anticipate? Melody first attempted to keep things together, but as more information became available, it was impossible to ignore the emotional toll. Her divorce from Marital became a major plot point that dominated several seasons, with each episode seemingly adding a new level of drama, heated confrontations, emotional breakdowns, and occasionally explosive arguments. Her battle with betrayal, trying to protect her family while also dealing with public scrutiny, was not just about heartbreak. It was also about humiliation, disappointment, and the agonizing process of realizing that the person she had built a life with wasn't who she thought he was. As co-stars and social media became involved, the already terrible issue became even more public. Despite this, Melody refused to give up and allowed the scandal to continue. What began as a reality TV career centered around her marriage had now evolved into a personal journey of strength, survival, and reinvention. However, while Melody was moving forward, the drama on the show was not slowing down, it was just getting started, and this is where things get really messy. To define her, she used it as motivation. She concentrated on her businesses, expanded her brand, and rebranded herself as a strong, independent woman. Fans admired her resilience, and she continued to push forward despite the challenges. Melody recently hinted that her decision to leave wasn't just about moving on, it was about survival in my marriage. It got to a point where I hadn't felt the spiritual release. yet from God for me to move forward. And there were times when I would cry and I would be like, God, how much longer, like how much more of this am I supposed to take? Like, when is when you know, when can I walk away? Because I'm a firm believer that you don't move. And that's with anything, relationship, friendship, business, whatever, you don't move until God says move. Hence my God said go merchandise line that I ended up creating them. But when God says go, there are no second thoughts. There are no what ifs. There aren't any regrets, and for me, that release happened after I had my daughter Milani. Now, you couldn't have told me that when I was pregnant with her, that we weren't moving in the right direction, and that things were going to be amazing. They were, but after I had her, I still remember them putting us in our room, and I got in the shower, and I just started crying, and I felt the feeling of it is finished for months. In a live session, Melody asked fans if they felt that she had been attacked more this season than any other. Melody had been giving fans hints that things behind the scenes at Love and Marriage Huntsville were far from fair, but when she finally spoke out, it became clear that this was about more than just reality TV drama. She accused the production team of workplace retaliation, implying that she became a target after she turned down certain offers. The increased attacks weren't just random, they were intentional. She claimed that after she turned down an offer for someone to be her TV manager, things took a turn for the worse. She didn't hold back, saying she had proof of these behind-the-scenes power plays, even mentioning a Zoom meeting that backed up her claims. But instead of being able to quietly exit the show, she felt forced to address the situation publicly. She hinted that certain people were actively working against her, and rather than being protected, she was left to deal with the fallout on her own. Melody also pointed out how much of the show's conflict centered around her, even when she wasn't actively engaging in drama. Whether it was castmates bringing up her name in unrelated conversations or constant attempts to discredit her, she felt like the target on her. Love and Marriage Huntsville would never be the same without her. Many believed she had been mistreated for too long and deserved peace away from the chaos. Comments like the rest of the cast lived off her pain for years. What's left to watch? And she deserves better. They never protected her, flooded in others, compared her exit to Nan leaks, leaving Real Housewives of Atlanta, predicting the show would go downhill without its main star. Some even called for the show to be canceled altogether, arguing that Melody was the heart of it. But not everyone was on her side, despite these responses. Some critics believed she was playing the victim, saying she knew what she was getting herself into. Others said she had become too conceited as a result of her fame, and some even questioned whether she was leaving on her own terms or if the production was prepared to move on from her. One thing was obvious. The fans of the program were rocked by Melody's departure. The question now is, will the show continue to run without its biggest star? More importantly, what will happen to Melody? Well, you all know at midnight, Melody. Shari Rodgers said that she would no longer be appearing on Love and Marriage. Huntsville has decided to leave the show after 9 seasons of sharing her life with us. What will happen next for the reality TV queen? If you know Melody, you know she has huge plans to leave Marriage and Love. Melody has developed a strong brand outside of reality TV over the years, and now that she is not affiliated with the show, she is free to take things to the next level. Let's start by discussing her business empire. Huntsville doesn't mean Melody is stepping away from the spotlight. On the contrary, it could be the beginning of something even bigger. Melody has been grinding long before reality TV, and she's not about to slow down now. She's already running multiple businesses, including her real estate ventures and beauty brand. Fans know she's been serious about expanding her 7th Avenue skincare line, which has been getting a lot of attention. With more time to focus on her businesses, there's no doubt she'll be making some major moves in the industry. But what about TV? Well, there's been speculation that Melody isn't done with reality television just yet. Some believe she might return in a different format, maybe a spin-off or a docu-series that focuses on her life beyond Elle. Given how much of a fan base she has, networks would be smart to been vocal about wanting to tell stories and create content. So stepping behind the camera could be her next big move. With everything she's learned from Lage, she knows exactly what works in reality TV. If she decides to develop her own show, it wouldn't be surprising if she came back with something even bigger and better. And let's not forget, Melody has connections. She's worked with major industry figures. And now that she's not tied to the show, she has more freedom to collaborate, whether it's in entertainment business or even music, because let's not forget, she's dropped songs before. Melody has plenty of options, love her or hate her. Melody Shy changed the game. And now that she's gone, from the first season, Melody was at the center of the most talked about moments on the show, whether it was her marriage struggles, business decisions, or heated arguments with cast members. She was the driving force behind a lot of the drama, but she also brought something else: authenticity. She showed the highs and lows of being a woman in the public eye, from building a brand to dealing with personal betrayals. And despite everything that was thrown at her, she continued to move forward, which is why fans connected with her. She wasn't just a reality star, she was someone that people could relate to whether they loved her or not. Now, the big question is whether love and marriage can survive in Huntsville without her. What do you guys think? Will love and marriage endure, or is this the beginning of the end? Some say yes, arguing that the show has enough drama to go on, while others think that without Melody, it simply won't hit the same. If history is any indication, reality TV suffers when its main star leaves. Please share your ideas in the comments section, and remember to like. Additionally, subscribe to receive the most recent information.